Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Lexus IS250. This is the sport model, quite a rare beast. Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Lexus IS250. This is the sport model, 6-speed manual car. As you can see there, 57 plates with just turned 60,000 miles, 60,400 from memory. But very good looking car in really nice condition. Just go around the front of the car for you first of all, show you the lenses. They're all good and intact. There's no cracks or condensation in those at all. Bonnet is very clean, hardly a stone chip on it. There's odd one or two very minor ones, but hardly anything worth any note at all. Near side of the vehicle, very clean and crisp. Come to the front wheel there, all in really nice order. Looks like they've had a respray at some point, but they look very fresh indeed. The panel works all really nice. It's not to say there isn't the odd little blemish on the car somewhere, of course there must be, but they're very few and far between. Again, rear alloy looks very nice as well. And just come around to the rearmost angle on the vehicle there. A really handsome looking car. Coming around the back here and to the off side of the car. Again, nice and clean and crisp on there as well. So panel work generally very good. There's one or two little touch-ins on the vehicle which their last owner's done, but nothing that you wouldn't expect in a car that's approaching 10 years old now. Alloy again on that side, really nice as well. And the panel work all very clean and crisp. So we're looking at a car on the outside that, you know, clearly it's a used car. There's the odd one or two minor little marks on it, but they are very minor indeed. But overall a car that's in very nice condition actually. Quickly just show you inside the boot here. Again, all in very nice order indeed. So it's just a sign of good ownership that even areas like this have been kept very nice. Near side rear door card, pretty much unmarked there. Back here again, all in really fabulous order. Back of the front seats there again, not been kicked about or damaged by sort of people's feet. In fact, the rear seats hardly look as though they've been sat in all honesty, but all in very good order. We come to the front door now again, driver's door card, all in really nice order as well. Sill area, full set of Lexus mats in the vehicle. Obviously electric seats there, they've got memory settings on those as well, but driver's seat again, very comfortable seats, they really are. Coming across the centre, you see your heated seats there, and front passenger seat again in equally good order. So sat in the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through the video. Just quickly show you down here, got the owner's manual pack, all the manuals in there, the original lock and wheel nut set, and even a touch-in set which came with the vehicle. Again, all with nice little signs of ownership, but the interior of the car really is in fabulous condition. But again, being kept very nicely. Lovely simple controls, beautifully made by Lexus as you'd expect. Heated seats work absolutely beautifully. All the areas have been just kept in top condition. It really is a testament to the last owner of the car. You can see there 60,492 miles, engine running, there's no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Multifunction steering wheel all works absolutely beautifully, but it really is a car that's been kept very nicely indeed, very original, and sort of you know, they're just so well made, and it's such a nice place to sit as well. So finally, just to show you under the engine bay here, beautifully laid out as you'd expect from Lexus. Wonderful engines. It's been very well maintained. Engines always sound a lot noisier on the video than they do when you're stood here, but just quickly show you under the bonnet there. What should follow now rather, should be a short road test of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test video. This is for a Lexus IS250. It's quite a rare model. This is the sport model, and it's the manual car, as you can see. This particular car is registered RJ57BDU, and mileage rather at the start of this brief road test is now 60,482 miles. In fairness, it's a car that I've used for the last few days for my personal use, so I've got quite familiar with the vehicle over the last day or so. The reason we do the road tests is it's very simple. We want people to see the cars in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, obviously, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can relay them back to you, good, bad or otherwise. But what I'll try and do is just mimic what you'll do yourself if you're interested in coming to see or obviously drive the car with intention to purchase it. The road tests are also done on the same roads very close to our premises where any road tests are conducted, so it should be hopefully wholly representative of what anyone should feel. As you see here, the roads very, very quiet indeed. It does make road testing very pleasant indeed, actually. We used to be in the heart of Bristol, where it was always very manic, quite stressful as well, especially for those sort of new to the car and new to the area. But this is actually, believe it or not, rush hour around here, so it gives you an indication of just how quiet it is. So starting with the engine of the car, it's been a very, very well maintained car, and that's apparent in the very first time it started up. It's very, very smooth. It starts immediately, first press of the button. It's a keyless start, so it's also got keyless entry on the vehicle as well, but the engine starts immediately, settles to a very, very subdued, very even idle. Pulls really nicely. It's a lovely gutsy unit. Typically Lexus smooth. There's no vibrations and noises that shouldn't actually be there. Not that you'd expect it to on a Lexus, but poorly maintained ones perhaps, but certainly not this one. But it's just got a really lovely immediacy to its throttle response, and it suits really nicely the gearbox that's in the car as well. So worth pointing out, there's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. I'd say that's a complete fib, of course. There is a warning light on. It's a fuel light, which I'm going to attend to in a second. Engine obviously then runs through clutch and into the gearbox. Clutch is very, very smooth in actuation. There's no squeaks or clicks from the clutch pedal when you push it down. Bites exactly the right point. Got a lovely positive action to it. But it's just very, very slick, very easy to use. It's got, as I said, the bite's exactly the right point, as I was saying. The clutch then goes through into the gearbox of the vehicle. Obviously a 6-speed manual gearbox on the Lexus here. Very, very slick in operation. It's got a lovely weight to it as well, which I really like. It's not lifeless in any way. The gears are very, very sort of clearly defined as to sort of what gear you're in, which isn't always the case with all cars. Obviously, being a rear-wheel drive car, you've got the advantage of the linkage goes straight into the gearbox, which makes for a much, much nicer actuation. But it's all in very fine order. I can't detect a hint of wear in the linkage. All the synchro meshes are absolutely superb. It's just got a very, very, very high quality feel about it. The rest of the car's just had new brake pads on the front. They're fitted as well. The pads that were on there, they weren't. It probably wouldn't even be an advisory on an MOT, but it was thought that they were low enough that we wanted to give reasonable wear, so new pads been fitted. So brake pedals in a nice position, brakes nice and strongly, and pulls up nice and straight. There's no vibrations or pulsing through the brake pedal either. Also, as I drive along, I do listen out for kind of noises that shouldn't be there, notably kind of wind noise on cars, especially ones as quiet as this. So if you had someone had a windscreen replacement that's badly fitted, or someone had accidentally damaged a door seal getting in and out, sometimes you end up with an annoying wind hiss, which can be really annoying on a car as quiet as this one. But there's nothing. It's absolutely vault-like in terms of its quietness inside here. Coming onto the steering and suspension of the car, again, I can't genuinely, and it's not the case that I'm just going to say it hasn't got it any, because I want to say that. The fact is, if there is something on the car, I will point it out to you. But I cannot really, within the suspension and the steering of the car, feel any wear at all. And even low mileage cars can occasionally sort of exhibit just, age-related wear, where it just feels a little bit loose, a little bit tired. Nothing unsafe, but this one, just there's a real crispness to the steering. There's no play in it at all that I can feel. It's lovely and really nicely weighted, very accurate indeed. The suspension of the car, it's quite an agile car actually. I mean, the last few days, initially it feels sort of quite soft, but it does have a really nice precision to it. The suspension, again, equally, it's very, very, very smooth riding. Very comfortable indeed over long distances, as I found out. But what it does, it gives you sort of nicely damped suspension, so it's not bouncing around all over the place. It doesn't thud or shudder, and what I'm not getting at from underneath, even on a nice car like this, occasionally you might get a little bit of wear in the suspension, where maybe like a ball joint, or notably things like the anti-roll bars or the little drop links and everything. You might have a bit of wear where you just might have a little bit of chatter, but there's nothing. It's so quiet. You're hearing it going over a bump, which is quite normal, but you don't get any of those nasty little aftershocks. So all told, very, very nice indeed. Looking inside the car, it's a typical Lexus, absolutely beautifully built car. The dashboard architecture is made out, it's made out of very high quality materials. But what's really nice is it's just simplicity itself to use. The radio, dual zone climate control, heated seats, all working absolutely beautifully. Dashboard's a lovely dashboard. It's a really nice, simple, big, bold, slightly old-fashioned in a way, which again I really like, with very classy dials. But it all works absolutely beautifully. There's no warning lights on the dashboard. Temperature gauge reading just under half, which is exactly where it wants to be on a Lexus car. But just a really, really fabulous car to drive. Just going to check the cruise control function while I'm just quickly driving along. But that's all working absolutely superbly. So all told, I said the point of the video really is just so you can see the car in operation. This is the very car that we're selling. There's no sleight of hand. This is the vehicle. If you're coming a long way, you're coming along to drive a car that drives exactly as I'm saying here. That it really does drive extraordinarily well. If there's anything I missed out on the video, please don't hesitate to call if it's not by intent, and I'll certainly find out, or also look into any questions you may or may not have about the car.